and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. First, let us discuss about the writer. William Faulkner was an American writer and Nobel Prize laureate from Oxford, Mississippi, primarily known for his setting in the fictional Yoknapatawha County, where he lived in his initial time. He is said to be the Shakespeare in American literature. Now let us talk about the novel. So, the novel The Sound and the Fury is written in a narrative technique called stream of consciousness. It was published in 1929. It is said to be the fourth novel of William Faulkner. In 1998, the Modern Library ranked it 6th on its list of the 100 best English language novels of the 20th century. Though it did not receive much appreciation in its initial time, but later on it was critically acclaimed. Now let us talk about the story. So the plot of the novel is in 4 parts. There are 4 narratives and 4 different narrators. So the first part is narrated on April 7th, 1928 by Benji. Then second part on June 2, 1910 by Quentin. Then April 6, 1928 by Jason, and the fourth part April 8, 1928 by Faulkner himself. So today in this video we'll be discussing about the first part of the plot, and then in the coming videos we'll discuss about the rest of the parts. So without taking much of your time, let's talk about the first part, that is on April 7th, 1928, which Benji or Benjamin Compson, a source of shame to the family due to his diminished mental capacity, narrated. So basically, Benjamin was physically, or you can say mentally ill. He was unable to earn. He was not capable of earning, rather, and thus he was a shame for his family. No one was really caring about him. Only his older sister, Keddy, and a matronly servant, Dilse, genuinely cared for him. These are the 2 characters whom we can see in this part are concerned about Benjamin or Benji and actually understands him. So the narrative voice is characterized predominantly by its non-linearity, spanning the period 1898 to 1928. Narrative is a series of non-chronological events presented in stream of consciousness. So Benjamin narrates, Benjamin being non-linearity, he is mentally ill, so his narration is also so. He shifts his narration from 1928 to 1898, and thus it becomes very confusing at times for readers, and through this he presents his narration in the technique of stream of consciousness. In this part we can see Benji's 3 dominant passions rather: fire, then the second is the golf course on land that used to belong to the Compson family and his sister Keddy. The third is his sister Keddy. He is actually passionate about these three things: the fire, the golf court, and his sister Keddy. By 1928, Keddy has been banished after divorce because his husband claimed that the child was not his. So basically, Keddy was married and then divorced as well because his husband refused to accept the child as his. Now the family also sells his favorite pasture to a local golf club in order to finance Quentin's Harvard education. In the opening scene, Benji, accompanied by Luster, a servant boy, watched golfers on the nearby golf course. As he waits to hear them call Keddy, his favorite sibling. So this was one of his most interesting thing. I mean, what he liked to do, he used to wait and watch the golfers in nearby court so that he can hear them call Keddy, as he loved his sibling Keddy. So in 1898, there is an incident when their grandmother died. They were asked to play outside during the funeral as they were kids then. So Keddy, the sister, climbed on a tree to see what was going on inside. Meanwhile, her brothers, Quentin, Jason, and Benji, looked up and noticed that her underwear was muddy. That's Benji's first memory that associates him with Keddy, and then he eventually associates Keddy with trees. He often says that Keddy smells like trees. Other crucial memory which he remembers or which he has is his change of name from Maury after his uncle in 1900 upon the discovery of his disability. Another memory is Keddy's marriage and divorce in 1910. Then also there is Benji's castration, that is loss of male gonad, that is the loss of reproduction, the power of reproduction, which happened from an attack on a girl that is alluded to briefly within this chapter, when a gate is left unlatched and Benji is out unsupervised. Thank you. I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends.